eFootball 26 or version 5 is going to come out very soon. Today we'll be discussing what my expectations are and what Konami needs to fix, as well as rating how realistic they are. The first and foremost is there needs to be some sort of smart assist limit. I've already made a video on smart assist. While I do see the need for smart assist to help new players, there's absolutely no logical reason for smart assists in higher divisions. Konami needs to enforce smart assist to be turned off in divisions 1 to 3 at the very least. I do see this as being fairly realistic, so I'll rate this a 4 out of 5. The next thing I expect Konami to add is the pass assist filter. Now, this is not a completely new concept. We had it back in my club in the past days. I do kind of understand why they removed it at the start of eFootball because of the relatively small player base. But since there's now crossplay, it shouldn't be as much of a concern anymore. There should be enough players for matchmaking regardless of what pass assist level you use. And this is one feature that I want the most in version 5. After all, remember the first few weeks of the 4.4 update? An update so focused on passing and making passing stats actually matter. The first few weeks of that was a bliss. It genuinely felt that having high passing stats would give you an advantage. People could no longer not put points into passing and expect pass assists to compensate. Now, I'm not one to believe in micro updates and sliders and hidden updates, that sort of stuff. Either that or people are getting used to the new update. It doesn't really matter. The passing just doesn't feel the same as those first few weeks of version 4.4. We're back at those heavily assisted passing. PA1 is compensating for low passing stats and correcting power input. Have a look at this clip from Serge, a channel member here. Finishes with the left foot with just a tap on the power bar. And the pass perfectly goes around the defender. Again, this is Batistuta with 60 something passing. Just one tap of power and the pass perfectly goes around the defender. Meanwhile, this is Valverde with 89 passing, through passing skill, not under any pressure, not holding sprint button, arguably with the right amount of power, and the pass goes like this. And don't tell me that's because I changed direction at the last moment. The trajectory of a pass is determined by the aim direction when you press the pass button, not after. Just like this pass here, I changed the aim at the last moment, but the pass still made it. So it genuinely annoys me that sometimes you can get everything right, but the pass will still go missing. To the point it makes me think if I was using PA1 then, my pass would have made it. And I've covered this in my Smart Assist video. PA1 not only corrects your power input, but sometimes it also changes your trajectory as well. So why make an update so focused on the importance of passing stats when PA1 just completely bypasses that? And of course, we don't expect Konami to remove PA1. Konami continues to dumb the game down to keep new players hooked. Your body position is not right? Pass assist will correct it. You didn't get the power right? Pass assist will also correct it. So if Konami are not going to remove PA1 then, the easiest solution is to have a pass assist filter. That way I think it would benefit everyone. PA1 users can continue to play against other PA1 users. PA3 crybabies like me can stop moaning about PA1, and manual players will finally have equal competitive games against fellow manual users. Everyone will be happy. Like I said, this is not a new concept for Konami and it's not difficult for them to implement it. So I'm rating this a 4 out of 5. Of course, with every big update, it comes with gameplay fixes. I know there are a million things they could fix and I could make a 2-hour long video, but there are a few specific things that I would like to see improved in version 5. Headers. Headers are too accurate in my opinion. And I don't mean scoring from headers. I mean players contesting for high ball in an open play. Have you ever noticed how almost every header would land towards the player? Coupled with the overly accurate passing, you can easily bypass the midfield. I'm sure we've all seen these kinds of build-ups in the game. If you've watched football, you'll know it is very difficult to get an accurate header when there's someone else also challenging for the ball. I mean, there's a reason why real-life teams don't just send long balls every attack, because that's an easy way to lose possession. Have a look at a few clips that I picked out. Here, I think this is Tomori, uncontested header, and he misses his teammates. Bastoni is sending a long ball, and it goes astray. Again here, Rico Lewis challenging for the header, and it goes out of bounds. Again, Tomori jumps for the header, and look how far that travelled, and look how far Barella had to run to get the ball. Now compare that to the game. Smart assist, of course, perfectly knocks it down for his teammate. And again, this is Mbappe, by the way, landing perfectly to his teammate. Last example, this is Eto'o with 70 heading, landed perfectly to Cruyff to continue the attack. Realistically, this is kind of like the PA1 situation, so I don't see them fixing it. But just like how there was a physical contact update and a passing update, who's to say they can't do a heading update in which the heading stat actually matters? I'll give this one a 3 star. This one has been a problem for a long time. Have you ever experienced this thing when your opponent sends a through ball? Even though your player has enough time to intercept it, and you're holding matchup button and your left stick is pointing at the right direction, but your player seems to go on a predetermined path, and that path is normally anywhere but intercepting the pass. This is probably the worst example. You can see from the radar that I've already anticipated that pass. Pay close attention to where I want my player to go versus where he is actually going. You might be thinking, yeah, but you need to hold super cancel or release matchup button and press matchup again. Yep, I've tried that and this is what happens. Sure, that might help, but my god does it look janky. The bottom line is, if I see the pass coming in and I point my player in the direction to intercept it, why do I need to trigger so many button combinations to do something so basic? Something that is an integral part of football. I have a feeling this is PA1 magic manifesting, making sure the through balls will make it to the player despite you trying to intercept it. But this is just my theory, and I haven't had the time to test it. But again, it doesn't matter. If I point my player at that direction, I want my player to go there. Simple as. This one I think I'll give a 2 star. This one is quite similar to the headers situation, where sometimes it's too good, sometimes it's not good enough. It boils down to 2 categories. Passive defending, so how the AI defender behaves, and manual defending, where you control the defender. Let me just preface this by saying, I'm not asking for AI defenders to do everything for me. I'm not asking to be able to just put down the controller and the AI will defend perfectly for me. I just want the AI defenders to not be dumb. Like, have a look at Nuno Mendes here. He's running into the path of Messi, but instead of remotely trying to tackle the ball, he just runs past it like he didn't want to interrupt. And that's not the only time. He does it again here. What's the point of him running back if he's not going to do anything? Here's another example. We've got a cross coming in. You would think the defender would run towards where the ball would land, right? No, he runs away from the ball. By the time I switched, it was too late. Same situation here, a cross coming in, but Nesta goes away from the ball. And then there are these, where the AI can intercept the pass, but the AI doesn't. Again, the ball is literally right by his toes, but he just watches the ball goes past. But Bombin, you need to switch to the player in order to intercept. Well, first of all, it's not always the case. This guy momentarily switched to a different player, but the AI still automatically tackled the ball. Or have a look at this one. No switch, no problem. So why do they sometimes intercept on their own, but sometimes they don't? Again, I'm not asking for the AI to be amazing defenders. I just want them to intercept the ball that's right in front of them. And that applies to me as well. If I make a pass that's right in line of an AI defender, then it deserves to be intercepted. And then there's the manual defending. Sometimes you can be perfectly positioned to intercept a pass or tackle the ball, but for some reason your defender just doesn't want to do that. Like this example here, I'm tracking the run, pass coming in, and I'm perfectly in line to intercept, but just nope, doesn't want to do that. Before you tell me, but your player has his back towards the ball, that's why. That's not always the case, because watch this. Still able to intercept the ball. Or how about this? I was holding matchup, pulling my player back to anticipate him cutting inside. But nope, he just dodged like he didn't want to get in the way. And then this, quite similar to the through ball locking examples. You would think this is an easy interception, right? Apparently not. So yeah, a lot of weird things going on with defenders right now. You can do all the right things, but your player still wouldn't tackle or intercept. I want to stress this again. I don't need defenders to be amazing. I just need them not to be stupid. Will Konami overhaul the defenders in this game? Probably not. So I'll give this 2 stars. Right, I've got a few bonus clips to show how quirky the game is. Based on this, where do you think the header is going to land? Perhaps going to Bellingham here. But no, it goes backwards, and at good speed as well. We don't need to talk about this pass. And this one as well. The pass coming in from the outside, and he controlled the ball with the inside of his foot. These are literally physics defying. And you think I need to turn around before I intercept? Like so many of the things mentioned already, this one has been in the game for a very long time. Defenders often blindly track a runner and break the backline. This happens more with fullbacks and it creates space behind the central defenders. I'm dealing with a counter-attack here, and I'm controlling the last man. I figured if I move the last defender up, then I can play the forward offside, and at the same time I can challenge the ball. But lo and behold, Kimmich on the far right, who's miles away from anyone, decided that he needed to run straight backwards. I mean, he's not even looking at the main threat here. He's looking back and thinking he needs to track the player behind him? What? Of course he played everyone onside. You might think because that's Kimmich and his defensive awareness is not high enough. Well, let me show you, this is Nesta. Why is he running back and playing 2 players onside? If he was somewhat in line with Van Dijk here, then both players would have been offside. This is probably the best example. Here I'm playing a 3 at the back system, and I just lost the ball, so I have to deal with the transition. We've got the left centre back here, the right centre back is a bit higher up, so the defensive midfielder is filling in a bit deeper. No problem. You can't see the third centre back on screen here, but to be fair, it's only the start of the transition. But pay close attention to the radar and see what the third centre back does. He only ran backwards and made no attempt to join the rest of the defensive line, and as a result he played 3 players onside. It feels like it is a feature at this point, to intentionally open up more space on the pitch. After all, if defenders hold their line like in real life, then a lot of people would struggle breaking that line. I don't see this changing, so 2 stars. With every new update, there's always speculations of Master League and other modes that will come with it. I mean, there's been leaks from more than 3 years ago. I think we need to realize that the question isn't if they can develop it or when they will release it. The question is, do they want to? If they wanted to, I'm sure they would have released Master League by now. It doesn't take 3 years to develop it. I think the main reason is they're still coming up with a way to monetize it, but I know a lot of people, myself included, would happily pay yearly for Master League DLC or other modes. I guess the concern is that Having other modes would divert people's game time in Dream Team, which would have a direct impact on revenue. So yeah, Master League and other modes, 2 stars. Don't expect them unless Konami advertises them. So that's it for me for this video. Let me know if you agree with me, and let me know what your expectations are as well. Like I said, there's so many other things that could be fixed, and I could make a 2-hour long video. But I feel like these are the things that are most important and most imminent. But as always, don't expect too much from Konami. The one thing you can for sure expect is they will add more new cards. Thank you to my channel members for supporting the channel. My videos take a long time to make, so every little bit helps. But you don't have to join my membership to support my channel. You can also do that by giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.